Quite the intro video Sonny made for us. It's kind of or in the X Files TVP. And did you notice the president is driving a 1957 Chevelle? Was it that they put him on the street?
Chevelle or Camaro or something. He's driving something old.
What did you call it that time? It was the lime green exterior with the brown.
We have a new one now. It's a mustard interior with a white. A mustard exterior with a white interior.
Sounds exactly like him. Guys, let's get the show on the road, shall we? Thank you, Ponji.
Let's go.
You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
Rafael Leao produces a moment of utter magic.
Kessie, ed è gol!
Teo Hernandez al gol! Teo Hernandez, ancora lui, una meraviglia! Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic, fuori classe assoluto!
Cari amici sportivi, welcome to episode 208 of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan, Red Cross Milan, and was it 4 points or still 3 good games for Milan? And well, we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be.
Yes, Mark, I don't look as tan. Me and the sun, we don't really get along, but always faithfully here, CVP, Vinny T, for the 208th time. But Steve, I came across an interesting date. Steve, 17th of September, 2012. You know what you were doing?
No idea.
First ever episode of Red Card Weekly with yourself, Francis, me, and Mancini. But he went away after him. I brought in my cousin Johnny, remember? But that was 9 years ago. It was nice memories. But your week wasn't too bad. I know I saw that Jan did a pretty good job. Some good comments on him. And yes, guys, thank you, David. The beautiful bronze. Yes, thank you. But how was the week? And Jan, he filled in pretty good, did it not?
Jan was excellent. Great week. Full of soccer. Couldn't ask for more.
Everybody's making fun of my tan. Yes, I don't get along with the sun, guys. Sotto l'ombrellone. Yes, Omar, I stayed sotto l'ombrellone. I got burned really bad when I was a kid, and since then. But guys, we're not here to talk about my vacation. We're here to talk about the week that was. Stevie P, for the we're gonna start off with the Champions League. I know it's old news. I was able to surprisingly, Dominican Republic, you can watch Serie A with no problem, Steve. But Champions League, no rights. So Presidente hooked me up with the VPN. Was able to watch, and I just wanted to take your. How about you? Were you able to watch live? How was work? And your thoughts about seeing, who was playing that day?
Yeah, all live for me in the Champions League. Was able to watch it with my subscription to DAZN. Look, it was the strangest half of football that I've watched in a very long time, and was happy with that first half, but we didn't deserve to be up 2-1. Obviously, the stats really told the story there, but that's what it is. And sometimes football is that way, where the stats don't tell everything, and it was a battle.
And for me, the way the game was starting, listening to I'm sure we all had the same English commentators, like, well, Liverpool should finish this in the first 10 minutes of the game. Milan, remember, has finished second in the lower tier championship, in Italy. And I'm like, okay, already they're going to start this way here. And you saw, Steve, 8 minutes in, the own goal. I think there was like 10 corner kicks within like the 25th minute. And I'm like, I hope they don't but I'll agree with you. We had no business, because when we went up to 1, I was like, am I dreaming? What's going on? And then that that offside, was going to be 3-1 in the second half. But what do you take away from this loss? And La Testa Alza, like I was saying, but what are you taking away from this loss for Milan?
Look, it's good experience. We had a lot of guys who have never played Champions League football. We don't have a lot of guys who've played at this tempo. Liverpool did bring a high intensity, high impact tempo, the usual EPL stuff. But the commentators, in reality, they say this every single time, and 1 out of 100 times they're actually right, and they were right. The first 10 minutes,
They bombarded.
they really took it to Milan, and they really put on the pressure, and the tempo did change, and I think we got caught a little bit with our pants down in regards to how fast that game is and how fast the English Premier like to play. But then things changed after Magnan saved the penalty shot. I think that Milan started to believe. It wasn't pretty till we got to the 40 something minute when we did score. But things did change. Things that you saw that even Liverpool themselves said, they squandered a chance to be 2-0 up, because at 2-0, I think there was almost no way back for Milan.
It would have been a lot more difficult, definitely from that. But all in all, I'm not saying impressed, but you were proud of this team and the way they came out fighting. And Atletico and Porto tied, right? So everything is open in this group so far, Steve. Liverpool at 3 points.
It's an open group, but Atletico and Porto tied, but I think Porto got a goal disallowed that should have counted. So the game is open, and a big matchup next Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, against Atletico. I'm curious to see that, but I liked what Milan did in terms of, like, they never gave up. We stayed into it. Yes, Liverpool did tie after, deservingly so tie. And I think the winner from Liverpool, Henderson, of all those people,
you can't complain.
Another 100 times he takes that shot, he probably doesn't hit the net, and we walk out with a point. Disappointed, yes, but because we didn't pick up a point, but. They fought till the end, and that's all we could ask. Milan's not gonna go undefeated the complete season in Champions League and Serie A. So
exactly. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. And Stevie P, maybe I forgot, we're gonna put him here. The housekeeping stuff. Presidente sent us the list. So guys, thank you for everybody that. Let me put up the. Hold on a second. Here we go. I wanted to thank everybody that came yesterday. We drew a $50 Evangelista card, a $20 gift card. So to Mario and Bizak, congratulations for winning those prizes. But we needed to announce, Steve, today, because thanks to Fubo TV, associating with us in the Milan Club Montreal, giving away a 3 free month of a subscription. And we did one for the renewing members and one online, right, for the online reach. Congratulations to Mario Magri from the Milan Club Montreal winning that 3 months. Mario, you'll receive a fax from Presidente with all the information. And for the social media giveaway, Joseph Yamundo at JI Yamundo from Toronto, you have won. Presidente will reach out to you for your free 3 months of football. But thanks to them, I know it hasn't been, let's be honest, it hasn't been perfect. But guys, the ZN wasn't perfect when it first came out. But give them time. So far, so good. But Steve, were they perfect when they first came out?
Better than this.
Better
to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here, Vinny, and I understand and I appreciate the Fubo TV, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. What we're getting from Fubo TV, unfortunately, is not good enough. I know Presidente might not like this, but I'm not gonna do this show sugarcoating things anymore. It's just not working for me. The app itself needs some work. I know that it's a work in progress, but this is not only on Fubo TV. This is, again, Serie A and the way they distribute their rights. So it's an episode all in itself, and I think we will be lying to everybody who really, and look, Fuji's and Funyan, Steve is going off script. Trust me, Fuji's and Funyan, there's no script here, and we're gonna really tell it how it is. I get it. I thank you for the 3 months. Someone can watch those games. It's not ideal. It's not ideal.
I think the biggest problem has been how did we go from these to then being able to watch every single game to, I know, and somewhat it is football's responsibility, but the Sunday Steve, my father, whether it be anybody from that generation, could not be able to watch the game on regular cable TV because football has the rights to the Milan Juventus. But yeah, like you said, we could be talking about the whole a whole episode for this one, but we appreciate the freebies.
That unfortunately, I'm going to disagree. That's not on football.
But they bought the rights, no?
No, they bought the rights. It's fine, but that's not football's problem that your father can't watch the thing because he's not able to navigate the internet. That's where you come in. That's where the younger generations come in and need to show the old timers how to do it or do it for them.
But that I'll agree. But is it normal that a Sunday 2:45 the game is not shown on TLN in Canada?
Well, but that's the rights. It has nothing to do with Fubo TV. The app itself needs some work. In terms of the way the rights are distributed, that's not on Fubo TV and that's not on TLN. That's on Serie A and the third party that distributes the rights for them, and what obstacles they put in place. Right? I'm pretty sure Fubo TV will be willing to show them all if they can. Yeah. But there is things behind the scenes, and I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that there's things behind the scenes that are preventing them from showing them all. But those things need to get fixed, and Serie A needs the platform that it deserves. So
that's for sure, because we're years ahead, and we definitely need to make some improvements on that end. Episode 2, Steve, is coming up. You and Jacopone for the 221 podcast. Great feedback we've been getting. I saw the comments on YouTube, but for the first time listeners of maybe they haven't heard this bi-weekly, I believe, that you're doing with Alessandro. If you just want to give a quick description, and you're going on this Thursday.
It's this Thursday in the afternoon. It will probably catch everybody here in North America on lunch. Everybody in Italy maybe trying to get something to eat. Tutu Uno is basically English and Italian multicast between ourselves, Milan Weekly Podcast, and Milanista Non Evoluto. Half in English, half in Italian, or we flip-flop whenever we can. Calabrese comes out. It's something we're trying to make it as professional as possible. But first that I've seen, happy to do it with Jacopone. He's a perfectionist. He's the bald presidente, that's for sure. Wants everything really, really perfect, and I get that. And it's a work in progress, and hopefully it takes off. And it's not going to only be myself. Sometimes, Vinny, you're going to have to step in there and shoot out some Calabrese. So basically, we talk about things that are about Milan, of course, always, but maybe a little things outside the pitch a bit more. Just things that Jacopone, Presidente, and others that will feed us some really good stuff that we can talk about. And this week we have a good one. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but it's a good one, and it's for a great cause.
And Giuseppe Teresi said he even liked that content that he could do, the half English and half Italian. So keep it up. And
so that's a perfect example. You see, that's us trying to get to the older guys. And not because they're old, it's just because technology has changed so much, right? Presidente in the chat saying it. Traditional TV is dead, guys. Traditional TV does not exist.
You know what the best is? When he called me, when he saw that the football wasn't on TV, right? He goes, "Ma tu conosci qualcuno con le box contrabband?" The contraband boxes. I go, if you need the box, we'll figure out from there. But on a final note, Steve, to the membership drive, we're continuing. We're giving away the official kit on November 7th for the drive for the members. But to Hamza, Steve, we had a pleasant surprise yesterday.
Yeah.
Milan Club Madrid showing up, an exchange student, spoke perfect French, perfect English. Thank you very much, Hamza. Merci beaucoup for joining us yesterday. Steve, who took the picture of all the members? I know we got the one from all of us, but
that's me. I took it. Presidente has that. He's going to post it on social media.
Okay, Presidente, send it to Hamza because he would like to keep it as a memory. And we met Fuad, Steve, a
Can
great
we
guy.
explain?
Sorry,
Before
go
we go
ahead.
into that, it's very important here because people are not getting the point of Milan Club Montreal, and it's starting to frustrate me now. Guys,
The floor is
Milan
yours.
Club Montreal, guys, is more than just a fan club. It's more than something that we want to collect some money from the members to do special things together. It's about Milan. First and foremost, it's about Milan. Now, if you guys do just some simple math, and we talked about it on Sunday for the game, the membership is $50. Just in discounts, if you do a simple calculation, you're a Milan fan, you will surely, most probably, go buy something of Milan at some point during this year.
Mhm.
Am I correct or not?
100%.
So imagine you're purchasing something at thank you Evangelista Sports for finally showing us that we did receive Puma gear and we could get this year's Puma gear, not on Evangelista Sport, that's on Puma. Let's put your purchase is going to be $100. You're going to go there, you have $100 budget to spend at Puma at Evangelista Sport.
This is a regular day, Steve, not the special event for the members. Regular day, right?
It could be we're gonna say first the first exercise is the 25% off. I know, guys, for people that are in Montreal, give me this time because it's very important. 25% off Evangelista Sport, special for all the Milan Club members. Right there, you purchase something of $100, 25% off. My math says I get $25 back in my pocket.
You are correct, sir.
$25 back in my pocket, my membership of $50, which I also got a scarf, plus other discounts to other partners of Milan Club Montreal, leaves me at a $25 membership, guys.
How about all the time?
$25, honestly, on more stupidity than that. So
how about all the times that you come for a big game? We pick up the tab. We picked up the tab in the first game, the big games. When you break it down, Steve, you want a nice Dairy Queen cake? You will get yourself a nice cake, an extra 15% off from over there. And guys, I'm sorry I have to say this. We're not there lavishly spending this money at the Milan Club Montreal. If you guys want to know the finances, as Presidente, if one day we're able to do a Christmas party, nobody pays. This is where the money is going from over there. But thank you, Steve, for taking the time, because sometimes people need that stuff to be explained. But no, we're not swimming in a pool of your money,
exactly.
guys.
If we had the means to make it free, which it should be if we had the means, yes, it would be free, but we don't. So you need to pay for a membership. Anyways, let's go.
All right, Steve. So let's go directly. Do you have anything else in the housekeeping, Steve?
Nothing. I would just, again, I want to say congratulations to Serie A Sit Down 200th episode yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
They were very nice to have me on. They kept me on. They just requested that I show up with a shirt. So to Frank and Richard, congratulations again. 200 episodes. It's a lot of hard work. Like I said yesterday on their show, I'll repeat it again here. What we do is not easy. It looks easy. You think that there's two guys that show up and just talk about Milan. There is some preparation, especially for guys, on our side, like Sonny, Presidente, Vince setting up the YouTube, and so on and so forth. That's taking time out of their day with their family to put out Serie A content. And Serie A needs to know that people like Frank and Richard are doing that.
Yeah.
And guys, it's important, and we need all the people that are watching Milan Weekly Podcast, Serie A Sit Down, the Calcio guys, IFTV. Guys like IFTV, you made it to Paramount. You made it. It's time to give back to the guys who are still putting out content there, and remember the roots. Remember the roots, guys, because it's not going to be for me and Vinny. It's going to be for other generations of people that are going to be putting out content. It's nice and dandy where you are right now, sitting and with your circle pasta. Everybody's going to see that.
I wanted to get your
Twitter,
on that one.
that Twitter come out from Milan Weekly Podcast. But you're sitting down there on a nice desk with your circle pasta and everybody else talking about what you're eating at Nonna's over here. Guys, we're putting out content here, guys. So the Paramounts, the ESPN, the Fubu TV, start looking at guys like Frank, Richard, the Caucho guys, and guys like Milan Weekly Podcast. When me and Vinny don't do this anymore, some highlights would be nice. So let's pick up the pace.
I love it, Steve. You're on fire, and thank you, Vince, for the compliments. Hands down, one of the best quality podcasts talking Milan and Italian footy. Keep this up. You made my Mondays. Thank you for that, and always very humbling. But Stevie P, yesterday, Milan, Juventus. I know, looking at a lot of people saying the way we were coming off, against the Lazio, against Liverpool, and Juventus, only 1 point in 3 games. Let's talk about the starting lineup, Steve. Did you bat an eye at Tomori starting at on the right back?
Bad and I know what I was a little bit concerned about. Talking with the guys at Chocharo's yesterday. Shout out to Chocharo's again for gracefully hosting Milan Club Montreal to watch the game. What does this say, Vinny, when you're gonna start Tomori at right back for the guys that you've purchased to play right back?
That's what is it because you're playing Juve? You don't want to risk it?
Well, you risked it, right? So the big risk here was you're playing 3 of your 4 center backs in this game.
So
Romagnoli, Kajar, and Tomori.
So even against Juventus, Steve, you would have taken the chance to play 3 center backs, or give a chance to Kalulu, or what's the other guy's name? Balotore.
Balotore, I know Balotore traditionally takes Tio's place, but someone on the right-hand side that we said it. My frustration with Milan's Mercato was, guys, if Florenzi is coming in to be a replacement for Calabria and eat up some of Calabria's minutes, I'm okay with that. If Florenzi comes to Milan to be a replacement for the right wing, I have a serious problem with that. And now I'm having a serious problem with that because today,
go ahead.
Today, we are down a center back because we gambled and we played 3 center backs, which we did not look good with 3 center backs.
Kajar saying day-to-day kind of thing. Right now, Tomori had a great game, but it was a bit of head scratcher. But okay, I went more on the side. He doesn't want to risk anything against Juventus. But again, I guess your point, risking 3 center backs at the same time. A bit shaken up, Steve, in the first 10 minutes before they scored. It just looked a bit like the Liverpool game that would just settle down after that, and we just took complete control of the game. And Rebic, again, Robo Rebic having another hell of a game. But what did you see, or your takes from the game, especially in the first half?
So we have to be a bit careful. This is I call it Gazzetta dello Sportism. So what is Gazzetta dello Sportism?
Please explain.
Gazzetta dello Sportism is that everybody except Juve can have a bad game.
Okay.
Okay? So Milan, through Gennaro Gattuso years, our banter year, take the whole 11 years. Every single chance they had to take a shot at or Milan or Lazio or Roma or Inter, they took their shot. Right now, we are here, and Mike Cappy is here. If he agrees, he agrees. Right now, we are at Juve sitting at 2 points. There has not been one article describing how Juve is in this position with 2 points.
After 4 games.
Yeah. And yesterday's game, Theo Hernandez gift wrapped a goal for Juve. Because before that, yes, they were pressing. I find that Juve did play a decent first half. But Vince, it was not a world beater first half. How many times did I scream, I can't believe we're losing to this Juve?
You said it several times, but did you notice, Steve, after they scored, how many times did I point out? I'm like, but they're 9 guys back. They're 9. Yes. Like Juventus was like kind of parking the bus. And I wanna ask you, at first glance, saying Theo, gift wrapped it, but wrapped the goal. But there's a couple of clips on Twitter. I should be taking their names down and giving them credit. But It looks like Salad had the first fault there that left it onto a 2-on-1, for that breakaway on Dybala. But because that was going to be my flop of the game again. I love the guy, but I don't know if I wanted to break it directly into this into your tops and flops. But do you still
Flops
blame
and
Theo?
flops for Milan Post.
For Milan, okay, let's just do it. For Milan Post, flop, Salad Maker. I love you. I love your heart. But honestly, it's 2 games now. I need to see more. Where's the Salad Maker from Belgium? And, we keep on saying it, Steve, the heart. We love seeing the heart, but these ain't going to make you win games. But I prefer him than... How come Castillejo didn't make an appearance, Steve? We thought he's going to make it.
There's no space in this team for Castillejo. As much as Salchicha Maker has looked lost the last 2 games, and I'm being as honest as I can.
Yeah.
He's looked lost. He's playing right wing, but he looks lost. Yesterday, at a certain point, there was a through ball given to Tonali, a beautiful through ball. He looked like Bambi who was on ice. He didn't know where to turn. Like, you got to be expecting that if you're the right wing, and you see where Tonali is right now in his game, that ball is a possibility now. Yeah. So you got to start gaining trust. For me, my flop is Theo Hernandez.
Okay.
I think Theo Hernandez has been outed, if I can say that, if that makes sense.
Okay.
People are catching on to what Theo Hernandez can do. And basically, Theo Hernandez is the most dangerous when he's direct. When he can run, when he can catch you on the counter, and he can run at you. So what are people doing right now? They're overloading that side of the field so that he cannot run. So his option is to pass.
Against Liverpool, he looked completely lost, Steve.
Yeah,
a lot lost than this game here in the first time. But second half, I found he got better. But you're expecting so much of Theo, right?
No, I know we're expecting that, but the thing is that on the left-hand side now, people know, both Leao and Theo are not known for their defense. This is not a secret, guys. And if you're shocked at this comment, guys, I would seriously reconsider watching a lot of the games. It's not a secret. So on that left-hand side, Mo Salah is a very good player.
Excellent player.
And we saw him on Liverpool. On the weekend, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Alexandro, a lesser player than Mo Salah, good player nonetheless. But you saw what was happening. Everything was coming down our left-hand side. They were breathing down up until the point where I think even Juve confused himself at a certain point. But Theo needs to find a way that when they do out him and basically tell him and say, look, we're not going to let you run at us. He has to find a way. And this is what makes good left backs, great left backs, is find another way to get into the game. Find another way to contribute. It's being responsible defensively. It's, making a pass instead of taking that 90 to 95 meter run that you want to take. He has to start finding different ways. And I think the past couple of games, I'm not saying only Liverpool, and it's not all him. It's Pioli's going to need to understand that, okay, we have injuries now. Yes, I get it. But we're going to have to start thinking about giving him some protection if you want him to be that offensive.
How about your top of the match then?
Top is, honestly, again, it's going to be Sandro Tonali.
Okay.
It's going to be Sandro Tonali because he left it all out there. He really left it out. Was it a perfect game? No. Did he make mistakes? Yes. But he left it all out there. Tackle after tackle after tackle. Getting into, breaking up plays. Showing in the final third. Knew his responsibility. Not too much, not too little.
Showing a bit of fire against
showing a bit of fire, exactly, against Dybala.
Yeah.
If he would have punched him and he would have took a red, I wouldn't even have taken it that bad.
And I'm gonna have to go with Robo Rebic on this one. Just I found that at the beginning of the game he was a bit absent, but what he brought on the second and the way he just manhandled that defense, found Robo Rebic right now, like when we need him the most. With all these strikers, he's doing his job. And met this guy on vacation. He's like from Toronto, from Serbia. I'm like, thank you for Rebic. Rebic, number one. So,
Yeah.
and then I saw him after the game. He's like, no, but Rebic for me. But I can't disagree with Tonali, because I just love that when he showed that fire, when like Dybala, I don't know what, like it was a foul, and he just got up and got straight into his face, and even the expression when him and Tomori, the way they celebrated after Rebic scored. No, I gotta agree with you on that one, but I'm gonna have to go Rebic on this.
Yeah, and Rebic, guys, it's time to give Rebic some respect. Again, playing out of position, Pioli trusting him up top where he's obviously not comfortable. Yes, ice. He's really ice, the guy. He's ice because I think he's also matured a bit. The whole thing with Bonucci and him getting into that little scuffle with Bonucci, I think the Rebic of last year would have probably overreacted. Maybe not right there, but maybe a play or two after.
Mm.
Instead, he keeps his calm and he scores the tying goal. And that's how he gets back at Bonucci, right? So
When do we see him smile, Steve? What
I
occasion?
think it's something that maybe it's for him psychologically. He wants to be he wants to have this character where he's ice cold and doesn't show emotion, which I don't mind. Balotelli was a bit like that too. He didn't want to celebrate goals. His excuse was he's going to celebrate when he wins the World Cup, and look what happened to him. But you do see him smile. What's interesting about Rebic is you see him smile more when his teammates score.
Yeah.
Which is a big difference from Balotelli. Never saw that from him. But two different type of striker. One, a natural striker, and the other one, he's a left winger playing striker.
And all in all, when everybody was complaining, because I don't know if you knew, Steve, on Milan Twitter, they complained before the game. Oh, we don't have him. We don't have the strikers, team B. When you're not expecting stuff from Rebic, and that's why I'm going to disregard the first 20 minutes, half an hour of the game where he barely touched the ball. It's like you're not expecting a Rebic to be there to score your goals and to lead the attack. But yeah, good for him, Rebic, especially with all these guys out, right?
Yes, taking advantage of injuries that we're suffering, and I hope there's something in the questions. I think I did see something about Milan's medical staff because this needs to be talked about.
Well, let's go to the Serie A, unless you had anything to add from this. I think
I just want to tell everybody that Juve is in trouble.
Okay, so
we talked about it. We talked about it yesterday with Frank and Richard, and I cannot be more honest than this. Juve is in trouble for more than one reason. One, I'm gonna give them a little bit of a mulligan. Whether I don't think they really deserve it, but Ronaldo leaving so late into the mercato didn't do them any favors.
Yeah,
that's
that
number
screwed
one.
them up, huh? Yeah.
That screwed them up. But the writing was on the wall. Okay, the writing was on the wall because last year, guys, Ronaldo in this game with Milan, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I think this game ends up finishing 2-1 Juve. Because again, Ronaldo, the class, the player, the big game guy, he would,
Those
he comes
chances
up
they
with
missed.
moments.
Yeah, those
Yeah, he
chances.
comes up with moments. Exactly, he comes up with moments where he saved Juventus from a draw and getting 3 points, and then everybody forgetting about how terrible Juve played and concentrating on the 3 points.
And even I felt bad, like Kalulu. You see him playing for the under-21 of France, who does these beautiful goals, and what he missed there, Steve. I think it was like 10 minutes left in the game. He came off on the right.
That Juventini had to bite their tongue a bit because us too, we all went crazy, and we thought he missed. Szczesny makes that save. That went out for a corner, so Szczesny made that save.
Did he make that? Did it go for a corner?
That went out for a corner. Szczesny made that save on Kalulu. Szczesny saves them the 3 points. So everybody blames Szczesny, right? And yes, there's goals that are completely his fault. But guys, Juve's midfield has been a problem for years now. And I'm sorry. Again, no disrespect to any Americans, French, and wherever the hell Arthur is from, guys, those are not Juventus players. Those are not players of La Juve, La Vecchia Signora. Those are guys that could not even tie Marquisio's shoelace. Let's face it, guys. You know, and to think, and this is the arrogance of the Juventini, especially Nedved and the upper management, where they didn't think that this was a problem until now it became a humongous problem.
So do you see correlation? I don't think it's the same thing, but are they realizing stuff too late, like Milan when we lost Otto Senatori in 2011? I know it's not the same thing for them, but correlating to, did we realize too late that we need this whole rebound? Because you said the Bentancurs and the Rabios non sono robe da Juve, right? And I don't see how what Bentancur merits to start at a team like, I'm not saying he started this game, but he's been a regular starter on a team like Juventus. Quadrado is a good player, Steve. Is he a starter at Juve?
No, Quadrado is someone who fits. He works like an animal. He does what he has to do. They need someone to control the midfield. They went from Pirlo, Pogba, and Vidal to what they see now. And this is not something that, hey, guys, they're running into a problem which is a little bit different than us. But mind you, a little bit different. For us, it was 8 generational talents that were no longer be found. And, you know, that's on us for not thinking that there should have been a project after that. I don't think they had 8 generational talent. I think it was a mixture of bad purchases. Yes, Juventini out there. You know, Mike is a normal Juventini that's on here because he seems to understand it. But the rest of you guys, yes, Juve can make a bad purchase. Not everybody that the Juve purchases is going to be
or
amazing.
Free transfers and paying them too much.
Exactly. But now what's happening is exactly that, Vinny. They're reaching a point where these guys are not cutting it for Allegri. That's for sure. And I saw inside here, guys, Allegri.
What did he say at the end of the game?
Allegri is a good coach.
He's exactly. Nobody should deny that. He is a good coach.
No one should deny that. You don't win 7-8 Scudetto in a row with not doing something right. So let's give him that at least. But he's only a byproduct of the people that are put out on the field for him, right? And I don't think this would be his best choice of midfield for sure. Is Juve going to realistically stay at 2 points after 10 games? You know, Jan put that out there. If they're still at 2 points at 10 games, we have a huge problem. You know, I saw Christian Bellini in our little Fantacalcio. He called 8 points at 10 games. That's still a huge problem.
That's a huge problem. Yeah.
That's still a huge problem. Juve cannot be at 8 points. I know we're talking a lot about Juve, but it's important that, guys, this happened to Milan. This is something that can happen in an instant, guys. And Juventini need to figure this shit out because, guys, it could happen, and it's happening. Your team yesterday took a 1-0 lead against a weak Milan. We're gonna say weak Milan.
The B-side
well,
Milan.
A B-side, which I don't consider it a B-side.
Me neither.
But, and then you put 11 people behind the ball. Do you know how Gazzetta dello Sport would have crucified Milan or any other team besides Juve if they did that?
Steve, didn't Allegri say, thank God the guy blew the whistle because an extra 10 minutes we would have lost that game?
Yeah, but he also said, but you know what? I call his bullshit on that. And this is, you know, the era of social media and mics everywhere. Because his pregame was, this is more of an important game for Milan than it is for you. These things don't work anymore, Allegri. I don't know if you noticed that, but these sayings and these things, people are gonna call your bullshit. This game was a huge importance to Juventus, huge, and we gift wrapped it to you. We came to you, old lady, with a box of tin cookies. You remember, like Anonna used to have, and then she used to put all her sewing material inside. A tin box of stale cookies. We gave it to you. We say, you know what? Take a 1-0 lead. And then what did you guys do? You put 11 behind the ball, like chickens, like pussies. You put 11 behind the ball. And you know what? Come to Milan
And-
Weekly Podcast because we're gonna tell you that you're pussies. Gazzetta dello Sport, Corriere dello Sport, Paramount, Fubu TV. They're not gonna tell you that you're pussies.
Steve, I know. How do you have Locatelli marking Rebic? Shouldn't you have like one of the taller guys?
That wasn't Locatelli's man. So
But how is he end up being on, like, I don't know, like,
how
don't
does he end up being there? Because Rabiot doesn't follow instructions. And thank God you brought that back. It's an amazing tweet. It's an amazing video.
You're
It's
welcome.
basically Chesney pulling Rabiot and telling him, please stand here. And Rabiot, of course, very French of him, shrugs off Chesney and say, what does Chesney know? I'm Rabiot. My mother fights with everybody. And says, no, I'm going to stand here. So what happens? Ball beats Rabiot and ends up on the head of Rebic, who clearly beat Locatelli, because that's a mismatch and probably not his man. And they scored.
Rabiot. But okay, so we did spend some time speaking about Juventus Milan today, Steve. I don't know if you're able to catch a little bit, but I wasn't able to catch Napoli, but just great comments I've seen online that they played well. I know you're playing Udinese. There's no such thing as an easy game, but can they keep this up, Steve?
Yeah, they'll keep it up for a bit, but it's the typical Spalletti team. I think they'll dip a bit. They're not playing really anything else more important than that. They are playing a Europa League. I don't know how much importance they'll put on that. Again, Napoli's pretty much sitting in where Milan was sitting last year, basically concentrating on Serie A, wanting to get back to Champions League. If Champions League, if they fall out of top four, they will put more effort into Europa League. If not, their goal is to get back to the top four. I'm not discrediting them. I think it's a battle right now. If I have to say, after 4 or 5 games, I think the battle right now is between Milan, Napoli, Inter, and I think Roma's not dead yet.
Sampdoria, I saw, obviously this was no surprise there, Steve. 3-0.
Caputo,
Doppietta, and I think Andreva scored the third goal. But I don't know if you want anything to say about this game, but
I would love to know, and again, I love Mercato. I would love to know why Sassuolo sold Caputo. And especially to someone where Sampdoria and Sassuolo will be right next to each other, fighting for positions in the table. I found that a very strange transfer.
Didn't make any sense, but good for him, and beating an easily Empoli side. This one I was surprised, Steve. It was a back and forth game, Roma-Verona. Verona in the end edging out Roma 3-2 win, and I believe they scored after the 80th minute, guys. I'm sure you guys will correct me if I'm wrong, but nothing to worry about if you were Roma. Or you were expecting the way they came off at the beginning to win this game against Verona?
Yeah, so I was interested about the Roma and Lazio were on at the same time. I was watching Lazio just because I have Pepe Reina in my Fantacalcio, and I wanted to see how many goals he was going to let in this week. So I didn't have a chance to see Roma. Spoke to Vinny Gattuso, told me, please check out Pellegrini's goal, fantastic goal over the weekend. And I just told him, I said I was able to watch a bit of the fast forward highlights. And the pitch didn't do anybody any favors, but that was for both teams. Verona just got rid of Di Francesco and hired Tudor. So I think Roma caught Verona playing at home with a lot to prove to a new coach. A lot of players wanting to say, hey, we want to be on this team and we want to give something. And I think just Roma got caught off guard with this game. These are games that are going to happen better now than later on. But Roma, again, are in a position where they can concentrate on Serie A. And that's why I say they're dangerous. What worries me is just the Mourinho factor with Roma. How long will this last? How, we've seen it in the EPL. We've seen it in other teams that they've coached. At a certain point, something happens. There's a switch that flips on the players, and something happens, and we see the form go down. I want to know if that's going to happen to Roma. If that doesn't happen to Roma, I think if they stay healthy, they're dangerous.
They're dangerous, definitely. And you were saying you're watching Lazio. I wasn't expecting. I don't know the way they were playing. They went up, and then Cagliari comes back. Is this the same old Lazio, Steve?
Yeah, everybody. Jerry's gonna make the excuse that they're learning a new system, Sarri, and who knows what other excuse the Laziali are gonna give. But let's be honest, they came from a Europa League terrible showing where Strakosha probably scored the worst possible own goal ever, and losing midweek to taking the lead with Immobile. And then basically falling asleep and handing Cagliari a 2-goal lead. And they tied it at the end just because, it was one of those kind of like Henderson type goals. The ball, went outside the box. And I think it was Cataldi who screwed me in my Fantacalcio because the other guy had the Cataldi, scored that goal. And you drop points again. So now you start asking yourself, what's going on at Lazio?
Would you start asking that after 4 games, or do you put this one, nip it in the bud? It's like, okay, let's see what we come up with the next couple of games.
It's the way they're losing.
You lost against Milan, right? You lost against Milan,
and now you got destroyed against Milan.
Excuse me.
After 11 years, we're allowed. When Milan destroys a team, we're allowed to say that they destroyed Lazio.
So we'll see what they come up on the next couple of games. Venezia Spezia, Steve, I seriously doubt you watched any of this game.
Guys, I have 2 kids.
Genoa Fiorentina making from last year, Steve, to now making a little noise. I know it's only 4 games in, but so far so good for Fiorentina.
Yeah, they're getting points that they would have dropped last season, and Vlahovic keeps on scoring. They seem to have found some sort of identity. I like their team. I just don't believe in their team. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't think that this will last, especially if they can't hold on to Vlahovic around the winter time. If he keeps on scoring like this, someone will come in. EPL, West Ham, Everton, some kind of stupid team in the EPL is going to drop 70 to 80 million for it, and they cannot say no to that.
And Rocco Commisso, he's going to take it.
Well, he has no choice.
Sassuolo Torino. Torino actually coming up with a win. Steve, I did not catch it, not even the highlights of this one, but
no, I was not able to do. But I think I think we have Juric at Torino changing a little bit of the atmosphere at Torino, and it's gonna be they're collecting points too.
They gotta stay up there because last year, what they finished, Steve, 16th, I believe, or just below, just above relegation zone. All right, talk about it. Inter 6-1, another game with high scoring goals. Jesus Christ, Steve, Bologna sucks, man.
Yeah, Bologna's in trouble.
Now, I get, when you go down that many goals, it's like, okay, at this point, let's just open up and hope for the best. But I know Inter was sacoche, I would say, like they were on par and everything. But how much blame do you put this on Bologna, just like giving up?
I don't think they gave up. I think Inter was just that much better than Bologna. And we see Inter. When Inter scores goals, they score a lot of goals. And, that plus-minus thing starts looking good when you're beating teams like Bologna 6-1. Again, Inter, are they the favorites for the Scudetto? That Samp draw just screws everything up for me. Yeah. Because I didn't understand that. But then if you look a little bit closer on that Samp draw, it was after the international break. We had a lot of, South Americans who could not get back in time or via COVID things were not able to play. I'm not making excuses for Inter, but I'm not convinced that it's really too early. But again, Inter, Dzeko coming in and scoring goals, Barella looking good. And again, we'll see. They came off a really shitty loss to Real Madrid where they played well midweek, but just couldn't score a goal. Typical of Inter last year in the Champions League again. It's like Minestra Riscaldata. but they really made a statement here against Bologna, and they smashed them 6-1.
To Lucas on mobile, how does Bologna suck? I'm saying Bologna suck on this game here because then Bologna is going to go play like a Juventus or Milan and do like a 1-1 draw and play the games of their lives. I meant specifically this game. Salernitana, Steve, with
But you're not wrong either. Just Bologna is just not really good.
No, I didn't mean like Bologna sucks altogether. I go, this game, they really suck their shit.
Bologna really sucks.
But then they come up with games. No, he was asking, like, why are you saying Bologna sucks? Yeah, they suck.
They're not good.
They're not good. And, they got points, but Bologna is never going to finish top 8. And the only thing I hate is that when a team like us will go face Bologna, they'll play, the goalie will be Dino Zoff from 1982. And anyways.
Bologna gave Atalanta some hard times last year. Bologna gave Inter some hard times last year, with Lukaku and everybody. This game here, again, it's games that happen, but if you look at overall, Bologna is just really not a good team.
I was loving to log down a couple of times, Steve, to on Twitter, and I was just reading the comments of Interistas about Çalhanoğlu, and I'm like, here is us Milanistas just there in the background, just waiting. You're like, oh, you're starting to complain about Hakan so far. Just give it some more time. Give it some more time.
Things have changed from the first game, huh?
Salernitana with Frank Ribery. Unfortunately, Atalanta should be winning much more than 1-0 against Salernitana, but Ribery says he's there to try to help them save so far. Still no wins, but Atalanta needed to win this game, right, Steve? The last game wasn't their best performance either.
No. Atalanta's not dancing anymore. It's
is he checking VAR with his cell phone again? Because the VAR, he doesn't trust it. He wants to see it from.
I don't know what's going on. I know that they're a little bit hampered with the injury bug like us, but I've watched a couple of their games and I just can't seem to say that I like what I'm seeing compared to what I've seen in the past. Now, we can't count these dancing blue and black out yet because you know what happened last year. They went on a career running path and busted our balls for 4th place.
There we go. So that takes us Serie A, guys. We're going to go through questions. We're going to go through Patreon as well. But Steve, I want to take the time. Met some great people, on vacation. One guy, doesn't he end up being, he's a firefighter. If my place of work would go on fire, it's actually his place that would come, Sebastien, he speaks the English like this, from the Quebec.
Yes, sir. The height.
6'2", nicely built. And he's asking me, he's like, but Vinny, I don't understand. I'm trying to, get to know these ladies. It's 13 years. He hasn't been single. I go, forget how you're looking. The shorts. First of all, he had jorts, and I made fun of him because he had jorts. I go, do you manscaped? He's like, c'est quoi ça? Come over here. Gave him the website, Steve. Told him, MWP. For 20% off and free shipping. I go, you need this for, you've been single for 13 years. You got a Manscaped down there, 20%. I told him all in French, but he texted me today. He's like, I'm actually looking at the website. I'm like, you got to get the ball preserver, Steve. You could get the package 4.0. And he was part of the first ever love story. Those.
Oh, wow.
So I go, imagine if you had the ball preserver back then. So manscaped.com, guys, the perfect package 4.0 that comes with the trimmer, the little travel pack. It comes with the nose trimmer as well. Guys, these products are fantastic. All the different stuff, not only the perfect package, but would it be the ball trimmer, the ball deodorant. They do have cologne, the trimmer that they have. And in all honesty, I was looking at the guy. I'm like, no, they're actually good products. This is not like a gimmick. Yes, you hear it all over the place, but 20% off, MWP as a code. Thank you for everybody that's been using. But supposedly I have to go do like a Tupperware party at the fire station. I'm going to go see all those guys. Guys, you want a Manscaped? This is what you need right over here, 20% off.
That's
right?
Good. That's good sales. There would have been a crazier story if you Manscaped him. That would have been a crazier story. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not there's anything wrong with that, but I just told me you got a Manscaped. You might have Manscaped.com, so guys. Everything is in the link below. Stevie P from Geo Patreon. Keep up the great work, guys. Just wanted, proud to see the team's performance. Do you think Kessie's renewal is affecting his game? And I know we had a couple of questions. I know on Twitter, Steve. I wanted to ask you, and I'm not saying he's played bad, right? Um, do you think? Forget this. Like, if we didn't know, yes, if which is what happens on vacation stays on vacation. Um, if we didn't know about this contract negotiation stuff, it's not the same Kessie that we've seen last year, or is it because we're expecting too much of him? Is it because he just came back from injury? How do you feel? How are you taking this Kessie
Look, I
performance?
think the guy who's played way too much soccer over the past couple of years, and now I think it's he needs to find some sort of rest. He came from a Liverpool game where if he didn't run 100 kilometers, I would be shocked, and not really positive kilometers, right? There wasn't a lot of kilometers going forward. So again, I'm not looking too much into Kessie right now. I want to give him some time. If we start seeing it, at the 10-game mark, we start seeing again that famous 10-game mark where we're still not getting the performances that we're looking at. Yeah, it's a problem. The worst thing could have happened to him is coming back against Lazio, stepping up and wanting to take that penalty shot and missing it. It just adds to what we're not seeing from Kessie. But it's the small things too that are getting people a little bit irritated. Where mistakes that he wouldn't have made last year. But I think I can chalk it up to a guy who's played just way, way, way too much and needs to find some continuity and needs to find at least some of that confidence back. But I think these guys are professionals. I think yes, they do look into a bit of that contract renewal, but I don't think it's I'm not at someone at his level who's been here for so long. I don't think that's getting to him. But could it be a little silent factor? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I can.
Ponji saying, I agree with Steve, even Benacer is not the same. I found Benacer, Steve, the way he came on against Juve, played a lot better than what he looked like Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool, not good. Not
good at all. And I don't even know why they started the Kessie on Benacer on that one there. But again, just give him some more time, more legs, and
Dominic
having this
brings up a good
possibility of,
point.
what will be left of Kessie and Benacer after AFCON?
Yeah, we forgot it. We always forget about that. Thank you, Dominic. Yeah, in January. Those are some high intensity games.
And I like having these, at least this sort of, I'm not going to call them top quality, rotation, but it's a lot better rotation than we had in the last couple of years. So we'll see what Padre Piolo can manage to do. Hasni says, hello, Vinny. Welcome back. And Steve, glad we're still on an unbeaten run in the league. Let's target a repeat of the 27 games unbeaten streak. My question is, why Kalulu didn't start during the Juventus game? Is this a repeat of the Hulk Hauge treatment? Also, do you guys think we should rotate most of the starting lineup versus Venezia and Spezia? I'd like to see Gabbia, Kalulu, Balotelli start. Maybe even Pellegrini is subbed in. Also enjoyed Steve's Tutu Uno. Would like to see more of that. So, Steve, to his first question, you think that the Kalulu is like a Hauge treatment? Do you think it just didn't want to take a chance to start against a team like Juventus that's hungry for a win?
Again, we said it at the beginning, right? You're going to purchase these players like Kalulu, Florenzi. You're missing a right back, and you decide to start your starting center back at right back. Like, I think you were overthinking things sometimes. Like, I know we want to protect them, especially someone young like Kalulu. But if you've purchased him, he's got to play. And you know what? He's going to make mistakes, and we're going to have to live with it. We're going to bitch about it, but that's the only way he gets better. So like Kalulu, was he good against Juve? Yeah. Was he perfect? Absolutely not.
No.
But he got some minutes in by force where, hey,
he didn't look too shaky. If he
scores that goal at the end, Vinny, we're not having the same conversation.
That's true.
We're not having whether we like it or not. The mindset changes right away. We're really not having that the same conversation. But was he perfect even when he came on? No. He made mistakes. Young mistakes.
So to his follow-up question, do you want to see the rotation, or it'd be the Gabbia, Kalulu, or Balotelli start, even maybe Pellegrini? Would it be on Wednesday or on Saturday?
I think now you're in point collection mode. Right? You're in point collection mode. You have to collect points. You have to collect. We're too early into the season. I know I'm sticking with this. At this point here, the best 11 have to play. You have to collect points.
So you wouldn't take that chance, not even against
I'm not gonna take any chances against anybody. I think in-game rotation, yeah, sure. We would, like you've been seeing,
Yeah.
Kessie out, Tonali in, Kessie out, Benacer in against Juve. Hey, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
So instead of looking at it like we have a nice cushion so far, let's take these chances now. No. This is the time we need to collect the most points because we're going to go through that dip like every single team dips throughout the year. So,
like we saw, Liverpool, Daniel Maldini gets some minutes in there. Okay, I get it. Yes, but
if we're winning,
Pellegrini,
if we're winning or 2-2, Steve, we're not putting Maldini on.
No, we're not. But that's a problem. Then why why does he take a roster spot if you're not going to trust him? No, again, it's a very tough conversation to have because he's there because his father is Paolo Maldini. Then we have a serious problem. Because that's a roster spot that could have gone to Hauga, could have gone to, and again, I think Hauga was a sale that they needed to make to bring someone else in, and they didn't believe. Whether they're right or wrong, we'll only see. But again, Maldini, we're going to go on year number 2, saying that wouldn't he have been better suited going out on loan than playing these scrap minutes? And why don't you give, especially against Juve, we got some corners, we got some at the end. We were putting some pressure. Pellegrini, is he still hurt? I'm not 100% sure, but I would have liked to see him get some minutes.
And I think Maldini, we haven't seen. When did we see him play, Steve? Other than the preseasons, but you're right. I think that conversation will have to be had that if next year he still only played 3-4 games and he's still part of the team, it might not be a popular opinion, but it needs to be spoken about. Nahar saying, hope you guys are doing great. I would like to officially announce that I love Rebic. My question, when will we have a Milan lab or adequate rehab? Where did we go, Steve? We were supposed to be like the best, doctors and...
Well, they left. It's an article that I'll post later. It was sent to me by Francis. It was great. And I need to go ahead. I need to find the article and I need to just tell people exactly who wrote it and why it's so interesting. But it goes back to the Berlusconi years. Basically,
you could post it in the comments or you could post it directly.
No, I'm not going to post it. I'm going to post it I'm going to tweet it out again. It was from Curva Calcio.
Okay.
It was from Chloe. So Chloe...
in there.
Yeah, and give her complete shout out to Chloe with a fantastic article.
Guys, talking about the Milan labs, right? You're looking at all these injuries, and if it will be the first year, it's one thing, but it seems that it's been year in, year out that we have these problematic injuries and maybe not recuperating correctly. And yes, we can go back to the years of the Milan lab where, players were getting hurt and coming back in miraculous time frames. But Steve, the question has to be raised. This is way too many players, or is it the recuperation, the training not doing well?
Yeah,
I'm not talking about being Ibra 40 years old,
These players are playing way too much soccer. Way too much soccer, and the bodies break down. COVID, everything changing, especially players who got COVID. Let's leave Zlatan out of it, okay?
Yeah.
Take Zlatan out of it. Kajar playing in the Euro, now playing again now. Last year, accelerated season. Kessie playing. Calabria, again, not being able to train because he had to get operated. Now playing. Last year, he kind of stayed injury-free. Like, things like that are happening. I love people say Milan Lab. Milan Lab doesn't exist anymore, guys. When Ancelotti left, he took all of Milan Lab. And we're saying, the fitness coaches, these guys, they know what they're doing. It's not that they want to train these guys to the point where they're gonna get injuries, but injuries happen. It's like it's the same thing in football. It's the same thing in baseball. It's the same thing in hockey. They don't put blame on the medical staff. these are just injuries. So, like, you have to look at what Milan Lab was really for, and the article from Chloe was fantastic. It was more along the lines in terms of psychology and sports psychology at the Berlusconi era. So imagine in 1989. So I'll post it, repost her tweet and her article. It's a long one, and it's a fantastic one.
We went through that run last year, Steve, when we had all those players injured as well, right? So in the end, it's all up here, and we'll see how we can manage the team and rotate. Yes, we got lucky, but in the end, it is frustrating, guys, to see all these injuries. But yeah, Milan Labs. But you're gonna post it on the Twitter page, Steve?
I will post it on Twitter, yes.
And Paulie H saying, good evening, Vinny and Steve. Do you guys worry about Ibra's fitness levels? He is a fantastic striker and our leader on and off the field, but his injuries are piling up. Realistically, he will struggle to stay injury-free this year. Also, are you worried about the lack of penetration of Salad Maker? He's not having a big impact on the team in terms of crosses, goals, assists, and Florenzi is going to talk 6 to 8 weeks to hit the ground running. Interested to hear your thoughts. Forza Milan. So, Ibra's fitness levels. I'll tip my hat off to say I'm not taking any chances against Juve because I don't think he wants to do another season of 18 games.
Again, fitness level, I have no problem with his fitness level. What we can't control and what he can't control, imagine with the persona that he portrays and the character and the villain that he loves to be, is Father Time always wins. And with knee injury and followed by Achilles, we have a serious problem. Zlatan has a serious problem. I hope he stays healthy. It's going to be difficult, but it's time for Milan now to push the emergency button and find an adequate replacement, leader, statement signing that can continue us on this project that we're going on, because we don't know how much longer Ibra has left to play. And imagine, we went from that shot against Lazio where he took something down. He took something down with a karate chop.
I do that every morning, Steve.
Yeah,
Lift
exactly.
up the leg over there.
So flexibility, yes, but Father Time always wins.
And what I'm saying is that when was the last time you saw Zlatan say something like that, to go like, I'm not taking a chance. I'm listening to my body more. Like before, like, it comes out of a lion and very egotistical, and I'm Benjamin Button, but maybe he doesn't want to. He knows he doesn't want to play just 18 games a season.
It's not only that; it's not 18 games. If it's the Achilles, it's over.
Edwin is telling everybody, Steve, don't forget, like, subscribe, give us the thumbs up, and again, thank you.
Very important. Comment. More interaction, more. The algorithm of YouTube loves us.
They love us, and that's how we give Sonny his beer money every 6 months, because that's the YouTube money. Every 6 months, you'll be able to afford 4 beers, Sonny. 4 beers. What else do we have here? Ryan Persing, hey guys. Sorry, to Paulie. How about his lack of penetration from Salad Maker? We're talking a bit about before. I know the heart might blind some of our opinions, but Steve, it can't go on like this, no? Love the kid, but
we were talking, and we're trying to say, he doesn't, Pioli loves what he gives to him tactically, and the defensive. Guys, this is, if we want to take that next level, it's unfortunately not going to be with Salchicha Maker as the starting right wing.
As
we said it.
I'll take him off the bench. I'll take him off the bench.
Yeah, to close off games, for sure. And if you have the lead, but he's not the type of player that you're going to put in there when you're trying to get back into a game. He just doesn't give you enough in the final third. So.
And Ryan Persing, hey guys, the more I watch this Milan side, the more I'm excited for the journey and getting back to being relevant in the European game. I'm pleased with the development of Tonali. One question though, what on earth does Florenzi give this Milan side? I get the experience argument, but he does not look up for it. While Alexis is by no means great, he does provide at least something in the final third. I fear that without Alexis, the entire right side of Milan is a wasteland for creativity. Ryan, I don't think.
The right side is a wasteland of creativity. We have no creativity. We don't create anything on the right side.
I don't think Florenzi's been bad, Steve. Has he been bad?
Like, he hasn't been great either.
But it's like, but nobody signed him to be.
We're not looking for creativity from guys like Florenzi, Salchicha Maker, and even Calabria. You understand? It's a very defensive right-hand side. Why do you think they don't? Again, We have all our eggs in one basket on the defensive side on the right wing, and for some reason, people are not going to challenge it because those guys are play defensively and they're responsible. They're not going to gamble as much. And then you have the left-hand side where we have all our eggs in our basket again, but all those players are all offensive and they gamble. And what do you think? People who are playing against us will attack our left-hand side constantly. Constantly. They will not be afraid because they know that those guys will cheat sometimes. And when they cheat, they will get caught.
What else? We have a couple of Twitter questions, Steve, from our friend the FIFA Chef. Can you think of a more random, unpredictable player in football right now than Rebic? This guy looks so robotic and awkward, and then all of a sudden becomes Superman. Grande Ante and Forza Milan. Yeah, he just but he's got like a, what do you call it, cult following right now. People loving. I saw some pictures of him peeing. He posted himself peeing, peeing, showing his back, but he's peeing like in front of a tree. Then there's another picture of him holding a dagger. Then there's but then he has a picture of him that's supposedly from his hometown. He paid everybody's debt, small hometown and stuff like that. He's just doesn't seem like he talks very much, but he just looks like that stone cold killer, Robo Rebic.
Yeah, again, you got to tip your hat to him playing out of his comfort zone up on top, which he probably does not like too much. I think he's more comfortable on the wing. And, it's players like that give everybody, it's Rebic's birthday today. Happy birthday to Robo Rebic.
It is his birthday today.
Yeah, we're going to send him the thumbnail.
All right, Rebic
again, like we said, I can't say it enough. Guys like that playing out of their comfort zone for the shirt is all you can ask for.
Exactly. Tisfalem, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Stevie, thoughts heading into Wednesday and this weekend on Tonali? These last 2 games. Recap what y'all talked about with non involuto and injuries and Juve fans shouting racist slurs pre-game towards Magnan. This needs to be brought up. He's saying like a recap what you spoke about in Voluto. We spoke about it, and this Thursday, right? You're gonna do a second show. I know you hate giving these people not even the time of day or even reacting to these kind of things.
I saw the video. It's so stupid. It's two real cavones. Two cavones who are stupid enough to think that if they record this and post it wherever they post, that no one's gonna call them out for it. Like, I'm so over it. I'm so tired of it. It's like, it's childish. It makes Serie A look stupid, ignorant. Yeah. It's so dumb, Vinny, that I don't want to talk about it because how dumb can you be? How dumb can you be to, again, in 2021, be so ignorant to still be racist? 2, to think that you can videotape it and be funny and show your friends that you're saying like a salami or a ham, where, you know what? Juve have just as many black players as Milan has. Juve's jersey is black and white. Are you not going to buy the Juve jersey because it's black and white?
Anyways, I know you don't want to give him that time of day there, but anyways, Eddie Milanese is saying, what did you guys make of Allegri's post-match comment, especially when he said after the match being more important to Milan than to Juventus?
I call bullshit on that. He's sitting at 2 points in 18 points.
He's just trying to.
He's deflecting. He's doing Mourinho style sports psychology, interview psychology, I like to call it, where he's deflecting the pressure to himself instead of the team. I don't know. It's stupidity.
It didn't work because maybe he was trying to get the.
You understand? Like he says, it's more important to Milan than to Juve. But then he says, if we would have played 15 more minutes, we would have lost. So, like, come on.
And Frank Pritchby is asking us a question about Kessie's performance. If he thinks it's getting to his head, we answered that one there. But, guys, it's a couple of weeks now. We've gone over an hour. Stay tuned this Wednesday.
I think Serie A sit down is still going on right now. Their 200th episode is still going on now.
But their average show is what? 2.3 hours, 2.4 hours? Well, what do they do usually?
Yesterday, I think now they're going on almost 28 hours. I think they're at 28. They started at 8:30 last night.
They haven't stopped.
26 hours. 26
good
hours,
listen.
18 minutes. Good listen.
Congratulations to Richard and Cheech. 200 episodes. We all know what that's about. And this Wednesday night, Patreon, I'm going to send you guys. Let's do our Patreon weekly, monthly special. We'll talk about Wednesday's game. We'll do it at 9 o'clock. Stay tuned to Patreon. Stevie P, we're going to do our final brioche and indigestions. Do you want me to start? Do you want to go? What do you have in mind?
Yeah, so I have a special one. I'm not going to say the brioche of the racist people. I couldn't care. They're retarded. It's not for them. But my brioche of the week, feel-good moment of the week is Milan 1-1 against Juve.
Okay.
My indigestion of the week is Juve Milan 1-1.
Okay, so your glass half full and glass half empty.
Yeah, it's because after watching the game, and we tied it, and I was happy, and we got out of there with a point after a tough loss against Liverpool in the Champions League, and then I started to think, man, but we dropped 2 points to this scrap Juve, like 2 really stupid points where an inch here, an inch there. Kalulu's the hero when we score. I was just angry. I was bittersweet with this Juve Milan 1-1.
I'm gonna have to go with seeing so many new members. That's my brioche of the week. Our friend that we met, he's got the inside, Steve, with La Curva Sud, told us how he's been traveling around. He lived in Saudi Arabia, now he's here, and you making fun of him. What are you doing here, man? What are you doing? He's like, I have no idea. I know, but great new members of the Milan Club and Milan Club Madrid. Just coming and meet us from that real, just the brotherhood and sister of Milan fans. And my indigestion, Steve. I'm sorry. I know I'm all for your arguments that this is a business, but Raiola has no place of talking. Look, we forgot about Donnarumma. Like, what do you have to bring him back into a conversation? Why are you talking about Romagnoli to la Juve si può fare? An agent, his job is to get him the most money. I get you, but an agent shouldn't be talking in the middle of a season before a game starting. That's
not on him.
Huh?
That's not on him. That's on Serie A. That's on Serie A and UEFA. That's called tampering. In Europe, that doesn't exist.
But why is he the only one talking? Like, if you're doing it,
he's
why
not
even
the only
promote?
one. Where he's the only one because he's the only one that we only want to listen to the ones that he talks about, and they happen to be Milan players. But in the end, it's not on him, and I'm not. This conversation is getting old.
No, that's my indigestion.
But if UEFA and if FIFA do not put rules and regulations to stuff like this, you cannot fault them. He's not doing anything wrong.
You know what, Steve? Do me a favor. Next time you find an agent, any other agent in the world that does a conversation like this, please forward me the email. I would like to see what other agents talk like this.
But the thing is that it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. You could have an indigestion with it, but there's nothing wrong with it because there's no rule that says he cannot do it. In the NBA, it's called tampering.
Yes,
it costs you 2 to 3 draft picks plus a fine.
Is it okay?
In the NHL, it's called tampering.
Okay.
In Europe, it's called nothing.
Let's say it's tampering, right? And it's illegal. What I'm trying to say is that forget Romagnoli because he's one of your players, right? Why are you even mentioning Milan and Donnarumma again? Why?
Those are the questions the reporters are asking.
Anyways. That's my indigestion of the week. Guys, Wednesday, we will see each other here 9 p.m. We're going to talk about, we're playing Verona on Wednesday, I believe. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a long, an hour and 20 minutes. Still 62 people watching us. We'll be back next Monday. Stevie P, any final words, anything to add? Thursday, do you know what time you're going on?
It's going to be 12:30.
12:30 in the afternoon?
Well, 12:30 at night.
Anything else? Venezia, thank you. Sabrina, grazie. Sabrina, can you come on to the Patreon, our first ever Patreon member? You got to come on. Try to do, maybe have, you know what I could do with Sabrina, Steve? Just do a Patreon special with Sabrina and the First Lady of Philadelphia. Just our 2 girls. What do you think?
Ladies' night, you call it.
Ladies' night. We're going to ladies' night. We'll have some champagne, maybe some Aperol Spritz. But anything else, Stevie P, or let's close this off.
Closing it off. Forza Milan, Venezia. We need 3 points. Let's go.
Buonasera, guys. We'll see each other very soon.